class participation, and I'm going to add a class participation assignment, which is how I enter the grade. So I'm going to go to Add Assignment, and it's in Category Class Participation. You have to have your little category highlighted in green that you want to enter the assignment for. So now I'm going to enter the abbreviation. Again, it's got to be a small heading. So maybe I'll do week ending 1/17. And then this is just class discussion on chapter 28. And then it says date assigned and date due here. So you can enter whatever date you want that to show up for your records. And then the date due, the end of the week. The weight for any assignment always needs to be 1. You're not going to mess with that. That just means that it counts as 1 grade. If you change this to 2, it'll double the grade. So it'll get twice the weight of every other item in that category. You're free to do that, but just know that changing that number will do exactly that. Maximum number of points, 100. You have the option of publishing any assignment to the lesson plan. Obviously, I'm not going to do this for class participation, but we'll go in and add an assignment in just a minute where we want to publish it to the lesson plan if you were to want to do that. Okay, so now I'm going to save and exit this. And you'll see that I have this new assignment in this category for class participation. Now I'm going to go and add the grades. So Mr. Abby Sarkis got 100, and if I want to go ahead and autofill, after I do the first student, if most people made 100, I can autofill it and then just go back and change whoever I want to change, which really expedites your loading there. Also, another button that is very useful is this Edit Grade button. So I'm on Zachary Sullivan's right now. If I want to edit his grade, I can go in and change the number of points earned, change the curve points, give him bonus points, take off penalty points, and I can make a note. This was, or let's see, since this was talking in class. Okay. So I'm going to save that, and then there's a note there. I didn't save before I clicked edit the grade, but so let me go back and change his earned points to 90 and save. And that way there's a note there. It appears in yellow because I have listed a note there. That can be very helpful. And the student can also see the note. Okay, so this is also helpful if work assigned is turned in late. You can go in and deduct points for the work being late and then make a note that it was deducted for lateness. Okay. Now let's go to a homework assignment. So I'm clicking HW over here on the left panel. I want to add this homework assignment, so I'm going to go over here. Okay, so I'm going to make my title abbreviation MP, which stands for Mixed Practice, which we all know Miss Boyd uses, number 122. You can leave the description blank if you need to. If it's not helpful to you, you don't have to put anything there. I'm going to go ahead and make my due date January 22nd, or the assigned date, sorry, January 22nd. Actually, since that's a school day, let's make it realistic. Assigned date is Monday, January 21st, and then the due date is going to be January 22nd. And now I can click this button, Publish to Lesson Plan here, and click Save and Exit. And you can see here's this column for Mixed Practice due January 22nd. And if I want to come over here and check in lesson plan, I click the lesson plan button over here in the menu. I'm in 4th grade math because that's the last page I was in here. And if I go to January 21st, the week of, this is automatically loaded what was assigned in here and what was due here. Now obviously it's not a complete description because we didn't enter a complete description, but it may be enough for you to at least have some of your lesson plans automatically entered through your gradebook. So now let's go back to the gradebook. And let's look at tests. So I'm going to go to the tests category, and I am going to schedule a test. So I'm going to add an assignment. So the abbreviation for this is going to be test 2, T2. Chapters 11 through 14. The test date is going to be January 29th, let's say. And that's the date assigned and the date due. I'm not going to change those. And now if I want to, I can publish it to lesson plan, but I also need to mark this as a test. And this is important, especially in our upper grades by middle and high school, where we don't really want the kids to have 5 tests in one day. And each of your, your high school administrators and Kim McDonald for the lower school will kind of guide you as to what is a reasonable amount, probably 2 tests per day max. But we really are very happy with this function that we have now with Renweb. So we're going to mark this as a test. I'm going to save and exit. And now I'm going to check and make sure before I load my next test, if I'm the science teacher, I'm going to go into Report Manager. Or even as the math teacher, I need to really check before I even do this and make sure. And I'm going to go into Gradebook. So I went to Report Manager, and now I'm going to find the Gradebook. And what I want to look for is the student test schedule. It's down here. I'm going to click that. And I want to filter it by grade level because I'm teaching the 4th grade, so I want to check the 4th grade. So I'm going to click 04. And now I'm going to choose the date that I want to check for, which was January 29th. And it gives you the option for 2 different dates. So you're basically checking to make sure that one of the 2 dates that you want to give a test is actually available. So I'm going to enter the 29th and the 31st to see which is the best time to give a test. And I'm going to click this print button, even though it's not actually going to print anything. It's just going to make it in a print format. But there's the student test schedule for January 29th. The students don't actually have anything scheduled for the 31st, which is why nothing popped up. If there had been something on the 31st, that would have been up here on the screen as well. As you can see, they have 1 test scheduled. You can click on this, and it'll give a description. It's 4th grade math, chapters 11 through 14 on January 29th. That way, your test is in there. Any other teacher can view that and see that there's already a test scheduled for that day. If there are 2 or 3 or 4, obviously that's going to be a problem. So now I'm going to close this up and come out of here. I'm going to go back into the gradebook. This concludes our gradebook instruction video, and I hope this has really been helpful for you. Please don't hesitate to call or email if you have any other questions. Thank you.